The works of art done by two contemporary artists from different countries are revealed after their Artist in Residency program at the Oyasa facility here in Lagos.
The paintings displayed in this lush garden are some of the 32 works of art produced by two contemporary female artists, Nigerian Clara and Kenyan Louisa Alexandra Spiritus, after a one-month Artist in Residence program which didn't take place here. They left the hustle and bustle of Lagos to the country home of the organizer, Prince Yemisi Shilon.
Alexandra and Clara commenced work at Abeokuta in art residency on the 2nd of May, and I've been busy producing works for the past 4 weeks in an isolated place devoted specifically for production of artworks, devoid of all the halubalu of the environment and ability to focus. And of course, with a lot of energy around for creativity by the artist. And you can see they produced in total some 30 plus works in the 4 weeks of stay at Abeokuta.
Louisa had to step out of her comfort zone, and the racket in the marketplace revved up her artistic buds. Clara has a similar story.
So I got Clara after every other artist applied to be in company of Alexandra, because the place where Alexandra was to work would have been too isolated for her to stay 4 weeks without anybody. And of course it helped to acculturize Alexandra. Alexandra got to know a lot about Nigerian culture, the Nigerian environment, as distinct from Kenya and the other parts of the world. She stayed some time in Sydney, in Australia, in Britain, and so on and so forth. She's an international artist. And Clara is a Nigerian artist with a lot of exposure within Nigeria and abroad. But both of them have worked together to produce these works.
While I was at Abeokuta, I didn't want to just do what I normally do, which is the wildlife, and I decided to be inspired by the marketplace, the colors, the textures of the fabrics, the craziness, the smells, the sounds of the market and the movements, the constant movement, and the beautiful women in their clothes, the men in their crazy, colorful outfits. So that's what I've captured in many of the paintings, market chic, the big mama downpour, the funky retro girl, fruity day is the woman collecting the tomatoes out the basket, the two of the adire fabric that I've made into abstract.
One particular one I love so much. I call it Tell Me Something. I was able to capture that scene when we went to the market to buy our foodstuffs, to stuff in the fridge. So The two women, they were just rambling, talking. I don't know what they were saying, but it was so obvious that, it's a woman. The moment you see two women standing together, you know that yes, something is really cooking. So, but I found the way the two of them, they were talking and chatting. So I took series of shots, and I was able to capture that moment.
And with both of them cooked up in a room, it was an opportunity to share ideas, techniques, and cultures.
Before now, Alexandra used to be an artist that draws just animals. She draws a lot of animals. But you could see some change in her now. She's now drawing human beings. You could see the human forms in some of her paintings. I think she learned one or two things from Clara's work. You could see Clara's work is more of human. So it's that kind of thing. And of course, Clara says also she has gathered one or two things about her own work, which she's coming up with. That will be completely different from what she's been used to doing. So what you are seeing here is an admixture of different styles by two different artists sitting put with their originality in terms of creativity, but at least having some input in terms of the impact of one to the other.
The art enthusiasts are dazzled at what these women were able to create and show that with the right environment, artists can do wonders.
There's a commonality in what I saw in the art of the African Renaissance, African essence. So I didn't see that difference much in terms of being African first. In fact, the lady from Kenya, if you didn't introduce her artwork to me, I wouldn't know it's a Kenyan artwork. The same thing from the lady from Nigeria. So, when it comes to artwork, you don't really separate by regions because the concept and the uniqueness of it is universal.
Both artists have been able to explore their forms very well. I'm quite familiar with Clara Eden's work, but that of Alexandra's, certainly I'm not. This is the first time I'll be seeing it because I couldn't visit them during the residency. But what we've seen around, I think they've actually turned out, interesting works. You could see each of them in it. Each of the artists in their unique style, well explored. Alexandra, you can see the way she uses what's it called, bright colors to actually define her forms. While Clara Eden, you can see her from the representational genre, though both of them but you see more of that realistic genre in her own pieces.
It shows the possibility of what structured programming in the arts can do. It's a shame that a big country like this with hundreds or thousands of artists, we don't have enough of this kind of residency. I mean, how many people will provide a space for that kind of thing? It shows that if you are able to develop the environment to the point that so many people can organize residency or can provide their space for residency, that a lot more work will be produced. I've seen something like this in Mali, where for a period of 3 months they bring in different artists. As one is leaving, another one is coming. If you see the work they produce, because you are not distracted by looking for what to eat, by family issues and that sort of. So you are in a place. Look, there's a reason why Europeans or Westerners, there's a reason why they insist on creating residencies for writers, for performing artists, for visual artists, for filmmakers. Because they know that once you are back in your own personal space, the distraction must come.
The OSF residency program usually works with Nigerian and international artists so that they can engage in new artistic projects in the range of paint media within the city of Abeokuta. And many kind of artists find this kind of support encouraging, especially coming from not just a lover of the art, but the sculptural medium. Notice the hard pieces already form a part of the garden.
You can enjoy Art House on any of these platforms.
And that's how we draw the curtain on this week's edition of the program. But do remember that you can interact with us on any of our platforms. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Enjoy the month of June.